So welcome. We are going to go over a presentation called Changemaker today. So this discussion is how to leverage your current skills and connection to improve your career, whether you're taking time away from the workforce or transitioning careers, or you simply just want to grow professionally. This is for you. My name is Dr. Adrienne Clark, and I will be your presenter for today. So overview of this presentation, we want to recognize our current value of our skills that we currently have. We want to learn how to translate our skills and create career opportunities. We want to understand the power of networking and relationships when it comes to the workforce. We want to build confidence in returning when we're returning or advancing in the workforce. And then finally, we want to create an actionable career growth plan. So you are more qualified than you think you are. Many times we will look at jobs and we'll say, oh, I'm not qualified to do that, or oh, I can't do that. But people underestimate their experience. They'll look at job and say, I don't have the experience to do this, or I can't do this. And this is what this presentation is for. It's for us to really take those skills that we have and be able to transfer them into the workforce. So think about it. Are you in community leadership role? Do you volunteer and do volunteer work? Are you a parent? Are you a caregiver? Are you involved in your church? Do you own your own business? Do you support a family business? Have you had a previous career till now? And like many people today, do you have a side hustle or do you have passion projects that you do? Every experience has a value. And so, with all those experiences, that makes you qualified. So, when we think about transferable skills, they matter. So, transferable skills are communication. Do you communicate with anybody else besides yourself? That is communication. Leadership. When we think about leadership, we think about a leadership role, meaning a title, or oh, I need to be a director, or oh, I need to be an executive of this, or oh, I need to be, a manager. No, a leadership role is any time that you have responsibility. People are counting on you, depending on you. If you are just simply leading others, that is a leadership role, whether your title is, Kim. Your name could be Kim. So leadership role is just leading others. Do you problem solve? Do you organize? Budgeting. Do you carry the budget for your family, your household, your extended family? Maybe you have siblings that you help. Conflict resolution, time management, teamwork, public speaking. Do you plan events? Do you have events at your house? Do you have children that have birthday parties? Do you have girls' weekend? These are events that we plan, and that is a skill set that matters. So these are transferable skills that then can go into the workforce, and you can find different jobs around those things. So when we're thinking about reframing your experience, I want you to think about managing. Like, what do you manage currently? Do you manage schedules of your family? Do you manage the logistics? Do you plan vacations? Like, those are things that we manage. That's already a skill. Do you coordinate projects, activities? Do you have deadlines? Do your children's have deadlines? Does so and so need to have their uniform by this day? Do you need to have paperwork done for this by this day? Those are deadlines. Do you resolve things? If there's conflicts, do you multitask daily? Some of those you're thinking about, oh, I do that daily. That is taxing. But these are experiences that we do on a daily basis that can be transferable. And then leading. Have you led? Have you supported operations? Um, are you able to move people in a direction that they didn't know they needed to be? So those are things that we look at when we're thinking about reframing our experience. So when we think about career and workforce, we really want to think about our network. And your network is bigger than you think. So your network can include your friends, your former coworkers, any church members. If you're part of a sorority or fraternity members, if your spouses are a part of those, that is also a network. Community organizations, social media connections. Are you in alumni groups? Do you have neighbors, family, friends? Opportunities all often come through relationships. So I always tell people, like, don't burn bridges unless you have to, but also don't be afraid to put yourself out there in your networks. And what it's saying is, like, my mother always said, like, closed mouths don't get fed. So you may think of that, reach out to a person, reaching out, letting people know what your goals are, what your aspirations are. And that can be fearful for some, but that is something we need to think about when we think about our network. And let's talk about fear. So, networking without fear. When we think about networking, networking is not begging for a job. We're not saying go beg for a job, ask this person. It's not being fake. And it's never having all the answers, because we never have all the answers. But what networking is building a genuine relationship, sharing your goals and dreams with others, asking questions, getting clarity on things, learning from others, staying visible and connected. um, I would say people help people who know and remember other people. So if you meet somebody somewhere and they're later like, oh, I know so and so was looking for a job, or they really good at this. That is that network that can then help, build a relationship and potentially get you a career or a job. Um, I always tell people, like, comfort will kill more dreams than fear, right? So, like, it's okay to be fearful, but it's also important that we step outside of that comfort zone and that fear, and push ourselves. So then you're thinking about, okay, I know that I can be fearful, but what is it? Is it because I need to build my confidence? Building confidence when we're thinking about a job is you're not starting over. Like, we have the skill set, as we went over. You're starting from experience. You have experience in life, so that we already have a skill set. Growth does require courage. Like, you have to step outside of that norm, step outside of what's comfortable. And small steps, even though they may seem small, they still move you forward. So you still move forward with small steps. And it really comes to, like, shifting your thinking. So learning one new skill at a time. Apply for every job you see. Apply for every application. You never know what they're looking for, what skill you have that someone else might not have. Reach out to any mentors, any of those networking groups. Reach out to people there. Volunteer strategically. I like to tell people, when I first started working, I knew that I wanted to work in nonprofit, but I didn't really understand what that meant. And so I decided to volunteer at my local YMCA. So I volunteered there. And knowing that the YMCA was a nonprofit, I didn't think that I was necessarily going to get a job there, but I was like, okay, I'll get some experience volunteering here, kind of seeing what the organization is. And being there actually landed me my first job, and kind of grew through there. So volunteer strategically. If you know that there's a certain uh, area you want to work in, if there is something that you want to do specifically, look for an organization that takes in volunteers that you can then volunteer for there. They'll get to know you, then you'll build your relationships. And let's make sure we celebrate these small wins. There's many times where we're like, oh, that was nothing, but it is something, and that's a small win. And we should celebrate small wins at every chance we get. And then finally, I want you to think about having an action plan. Like, there's many times that we will write down a list of what we need to do. Think about it as like a large to do list. So I want you to reflect on three questions when you think about this action plan. Like, what skills do you already have? Remember that list of, do you communicate? Do you have teamwork? Were you in a leadership role? Are you organized? Um, those are the skills that you need to already have written down. And then, who is already in my network? So your network is so large, it can be anybody. So think about that. And then, what is one step I can take this month to move my action plan forward? So is it looking for jobs? Is it getting on Indeed? Is it getting on LinkedIn? Think about one thing you could do this month that can move you towards that career, that professional growth that you need. Is it a skill that you need to learn? Is it, maybe you're not good at public speaking. Maybe you want to become, find out where a Toastmasters is, visit your local library, see what classes they offer. If you think that you need a, more of a computer-based background, see what your local area has, organizations, and see what they give so you can build that skill set. It's not meaning that you have to go out there and spend money to then get a job. There's a lot of free resources out there that are available to you. And so this action plan is important. Your next chapter can be your strongest one yet. Take the time, leverage what you have already. We're not rethinking the wheel. We're just thinking about it differently. Um, the career journey is ever evolving, and just remember that's not over. You're always evolving. And my mother always said, like, you have your Marthas and your Marys. So there's different ways for us to get to from point A to point B, and everybody's going to have their different strategic approach. And so that is a common thing that we all want to do is move forward. It's just how we write that down, how we get there. It's just, we got to put a plan into action. And then that concludes our presentation today. Thank you guys so much for your time. If you have any questions, please give those to C4. And just remember, as our little stick figure says, you can do it. You can do whatever you want to do, whatever your mind is set to. Just do it. Thank you. Have a good day.